My name is Mrs. David and I'm Head of PE at Apant Comprehensive. I'm going to speak to you a little bit about the two courses offered within the Physical Education Department at Apant. Okay, so the first one I'm going to talk about to you is the GCSE in Physical Education. The course is assessed slightly different to other subjects because of the practical element involved in physical education. So over the next slide, I'm going to go through the two ways that you get your grades in physical education. The first part that you get assessed on is your practical assessment, which includes a piece of written coursework, and this is worth 50% of your final mark. At the end of year 11 then, you also get a theory-based final exam, a 2-hour exam, and this is also worth 50% of your final mark. With regards to the practical activities then, how are you assessed? You are assessed over a total of 3 activities. One individual, one team activity, and one which can be either team or individual, so you can mix them up. Some sports, obviously, you do outside school, and we don't see that. So for that, you need to collect video evidence after we give you the criteria of you performing in those sports. The individual sports that can be assessed then, I'll go through those in a second. There's obviously a variety of them, and like I said before, some of them we don't actually see in school. So these are the list of individual sports. You can look through them on your own accord. Obviously, things such as swimming, etc., windsurfing, triathlon, squash, we might not see these, so you'd have to collect video evidence in order for us to get a rounded picture of how you perform in these sports. Team sports that can be assessed then, this is slightly easier because we see a lot of these in school. So sports that you can be assessed in are listed on this slide. And obviously we cover most of these in school, so we can see you perform. There's no need to provide video evidence if it's a sport that we can show in school. On this slide, some sports can be classed as individual and some can be classed as a team. Okay, so for example, if you dance on your own, this would be classed as an individual sport. If you dance in a group, which lots of you do, that would be classed as a team sport. The same as with table tennis, tennis and badminton. If you play as a double, that's classed as a team sport. If you play as an individual, that's obviously classed as an individual sport. Theory then, what's included? Well, within PE, we cover 5 areas. Lots of these areas have a biology bias towards them. So we got health training and exercise physiology, and movement analysis all have a biology element in there. So if you're very good at biology, you will enjoy those 3 topics. The second 2 topics then, psychology of sport and socio-cultural issues. So those are slightly different to the first 3. Careers in sport then. What jobs do you think you could go into after studying physical education? Obviously there's teaching, sports physiotherapy, psychology, coaching, dietetics, sports medicine, analysing performance, and also obviously as a sports performer yourself. So there are a plethora of careers in sport following this subject. Now lots of you are asking about the other options. We've got GCSE and we've also got something that you probably hear of as Sport IVET. The correct term is Sport and Coaching Principles. The difference here with GCSE is there is no practical examination. So whereas for GCSE you have to be competent at a sport and compete in a sport outside school, for this one you don't have to compete in any sport. However, you are assessed on 3 units. 2 are internally assessed and 1 is an external examination. Because 2 are internally assessed, you are expected to complete coursework throughout the 3 years of study. So if you're someone who maybe gets a little bit stressed with exams, finds exams a little bit daunting, maybe don't remember as much information, but you're very good at working in class and you can produce work throughout the year and throughout the 3 years, then this course might be better suited to you than a GCSE course. Unit 1, you would study improving sport and performance, and this very much follows the GCSE specification, so similar content. Unit 2, fitness for sport, again very similar content. And Unit 3, sports coaching, which has a lot of the content from GCSE as well, with a little bit of practical assessment, not on your ability to perform, but as your ability to coach, which we will go through with you on the course. Benefits of this course then, obviously there's only one exam, okay, it's a shorter exam and the majority of your coursework goes towards your final grade. You'll improve your knowledge and understanding of how to improve sports performance. You'll be able to plan and analyse your coaching sessions, and you'll learn from a variety of topics such as psychology, physiology and movement analysis and other factors that affect performance. You'll also develop your own leadership skills. In summary then, if you study GCSE PE, you're going to be assessed theoretically and practically. So you'll have an exam at the end of year 11 with 50% of your mark, and you'll also have practical exams throughout the course, and these are worth 50% of your marks. You have to be competing in at least one sport outside school to take GCSE PE. If you choose sport and coaching principles, or what you know as Sport IVET, there is no practical examinations. You are not expected to perform practically. However, there are 2 internal pieces of coursework that are marked within the 3 years. And there's also an exam which comes at the end of year 9, and then you can repeat that at the end of year 10 should you need to.